Well, as we approach the halfway point in the season, it's still very tense at the top with Distillery. The 3-horse race will continue today as we face one of our rivals up there. But we've also got a chance to shock higher tier opposition in the cup again. And first, we introduce our first former Northern Irish international. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 13 of Lifting Spirits with me, Daniel. We are back today at the top of the table with 2 points separating the top 3 still. We face one of them later in the episode in Tobermore United after a cup game against one of the championship sides that we'll be hoping to face next season. We've also got to introduce a new Northern Irish international of years gone by. You can see his name on this screen. I wonder if you've spotted him already. But if you're looking forward to finding out how we've got him in, what players have suffered as a result of that, and how we're getting on overall, then please do put a thumbs up on the video, subscribe for daily FM23 content. We should have our youth intake preview today as well. I'm of course looking forward to that one immensely. But thank you very much for coming along as always. All the key links are in the eye above. But we've got to get straight on with Distillery because there is a lot for us to get through. Let's start on the transfer screen because that's where the main news is. And we have made an offer to a man who has just left the club, who's been with us for half a season, and who is out of contract at the end of this month. Does leave us a big selection dilemma for today. We'll talk about that in a minute. And it was a little bit of mismanagement on my front. But Daniel McGill, who has been on loan with us, who has been absolutely brilliant, is now hopefully going to come back at the end of December. We've had to release someone to offer him a deal, but thankfully a couple of others have helped us out and reduced their appearance fees slightly. So we are in a decent shape. But the way he's played, the fact he's a model citizen, he was leading our mentoring groups, I've got to get him back in. So hopefully he'll agree to join and be here on the 1st of January. There is some big news that's come through already though. Because if we go and have a look at the history, yes, we haven't lost anyone to clubs, but we have chosen to release a few players. So Lee McCoon, another one of those deadline day signings, he's gone directly as a result of a person we've bought in, but also because we needed to fund it in terms of appearance fee and because he was declining in training. He didn't seem to have his heart in it. And it does seem to be a problem with the slightly older ones we've signed. That wasn't the case for Jamal Ibrahim, who was improving, but wasn't really good enough to start regularly for us. And we couldn't afford to pay him an appearance fee because we needed to get someone else in. And it will all become clear in a minute because as well as McGill, we have brought in this man, Ryan McGivern. Now, he quite often pops up in Northern Ireland in these saves, and he will decline pretty quickly at 33. But 3.5-star ability and potential, 24 caps for Northern Ireland, has played with esteem for Linfield here, but also loads of teams in the EFL, played for Hibs, played for Manchester City, etc. He has had a great career, and he's someone who I just hope, with his little bit of experience, can help guide us over the line. And he is still one of the best defenders at the club, so really important addition that. But it does make us a bit left-sided heavy. We are struggling to get a right back in. And that is going to be an issue for today. Because if I very quickly show you the squad, I've sent Bobby Harvey on holiday because he was knackered and the assistant recommended it. And I thought, it's okay, I've got McGill, I'll move him out to right back. We've done that for a few cup games. Then McGill's loan ended a bit earlier than I thought it did. So we're now in a position today where we haven't got a right back. And I'm going to have to do something a little bit tricky. But we'll get to that in a moment. Let's have a look at the schedule to see what's been going on since you were last with me. A very mixed bag, to be honest. A couple of cup defeats. We've maybe not been at our best, and we had a frustrating draw in the last game, but it's been a very similar pattern this season. A lot of efficient displays, winning by a goal, winning by 2 goals, and just being more solid at the back. So you were with me for that win against Banbridge, which we backed up against Newry in the League Cup. Late goals from Levingston and Shearer got us through against the higher tier opposition again. We then faced lower league opposition in the Intermediate Cup and we snuck through in extra time by 2-1. Peter McKiernan and Jaden Withers popping up with the goals there. They were both off the bench as we played our backup team. And then a 3-1 defeat followed in the League Cup quarter-final. Ards, the second tier side, they managed to put us to the sword. And in fairness, they're a very good team. They're second in the Championship. They've got good players at the club. We can't be too disappointed by that, particularly away from home. Into November, and it was a clean sweep of wins. A 3-0 victory at home to Moyola Park. Peter McKiernan coming to the party with a brace, starting to look like that striker we needed. and Mark McKee popping up with one as well. Against Wellington Rec, lower league opposition again, a 4-0 win in the Intermediate Cup, 2 for the returning Bobby Robinson and 2 for Mark McKee. And then a 4-2 win at bottom side Limavady United in the league. 2 late goals made it tighter than it should have been, but McKiernan got another brace, Levingston got one, and Josh Lynch, the substitute too. Disappointment last week, a 2-2 draw at home to Armagh, but McKee and Farquhar scored the goals, and the only reason they got a point is that Andrew Bell, a brilliant 16-year-old, scored an absolute screamer. 3 for long shots, scored a rocket. It's very FM, isn't it? With all of that done though, let's go and get into the big game. It is a chance against second tier opposition to again show how good we are, but without a right back, this is going to be tricky. However, there is one name I've got to mention in the opposition instructions. Those of you that were here all the way back in FM19, our first ever goal in a one club story on this channel was scored by this man, Mikhail Kennedy. It was a tap-in from a yard, but it's a very good striker. The type of striker I'd like to have here next year if we get promoted. So we'll keep our eyes on that. Scored 9 in 16 in the championship. He will tear our defence apart. I've no doubt in that. But let's go and get through to the team selection. Make a decision at right back. I've no idea what we're going to go for. We'll be back in a minute when I've decided. Well, I've opted to go for McCall at right back, who is a left footer naturally, but a defensive right winger, so we can understand why we're playing him there. We've also chosen to give a debut to McGivern because of course McGill has now finished his loan. So that means overall, and I'm not sure which way round to put them. I think the star rating would suggest like that. We're going to go for that way round. We're going to go for Ethan Carey in goal, the regular cup goalkeeper. He's starting to get a bit unhappy that he's not playing more games. McCall and McGivern are the fullbacks with Reid and Farquhar as centre-half. We've got Withers and O'Hanlon on the wings. I'm still not decided on winger or wide midfielder yet. Chambers and Levingston in the middle, really good partnership. Probably the biggest upgrade to our team this year. I know we've got better defenders in, but that midfield duo, so rock solid, it's really helped us out this season. We've got McKeon behind McKiernan, who's starting to look decent at times. But today, against second tier opposition, if we can do well enough at right back, I think we'll be alright. And here are the teams. One change for Dergview, and they've got Mikhail Kennedy starting. It is going to be a very tough game. He's one to watch. He's a very good player. And I've got a feeling we might struggle against him. Hopefully, with Reid at centre-half, we've actually got a bit more pace than we had before. But Kennedy's rapid, and we won't keep up with him. So watch for the long goal over the top. Well, 15 minutes gone. It's been quiet so far as Kerr goes for a shot from distance. We often see the free kicks go in, but not this time. It's been a pretty even match. There's been nothing between us. But at 20 minutes, it's 0-0, and I'll take that at the moment. And it stays that way as we approach half-time, as Reid nicks the ball from Kennedy, 3 minutes to the break. Farquhar goes long downfield towards McKiernan. Not quite as good in the air as Shearer, which is a slight issue for us. And Kennedy gets in behind again there. Great block, to be fair. Reid is dealing with him well so far, and Carey clears long downfield as far as Bonner. Long ball over the top towards Donnelly. Reid wins another header. Withers loses out though, and now Reid's out of position. Mikhail Kennedy gets in. You knew it was going to happen. 10th goal of the season. I told you he'd score. He's just too good. He's just too quick. And he's too ruthless in front of goal. If we could get a player like that in, we would romp up to the top tier in 2 seasons. I guess it's part of the fun that we can't find one though. We get to half time, we've had no shot on target. We've contained them a little bit. But it's not one of our best performances. And Dergview, they just look too good in fairness. As we're back with a free kick for Mark McKee. 10 gone in the second half. Very similar to the one we saw in the first half actually from our opponents. But it's comfortably over. No shot on target yet. We've got a set piece. We're often good from these. To the back post of Levingston. Just over the bar. He so often scores from them. He's been a real threat this season. Been that added height, that added physicality in the midfield that's helped as well. With a quarter of the game to go, I think we've got to chase it. Let's make some attacking subs. We will take off McKiernan for Jordan Shearer, who's a goal scorer. Warnacom for McGivern, who's had a debut. He's building his fitness. We don't want to risk injury. In midfield, Withers in danger of losing discipline. I don't really want to replace you yet, but I'm going to have to. McVarnock for McKee, and we've got one more. So let's bring Healy on as well on the right, and then we'll go to more aggressive wingers. Try and chase the game. Try and get on the front foot. We've got 20 minutes to save it. And here we are with McCall at the back. Long ball forward towards McVarnock. Nobody's getting there. Bonner's made a hash of his touch. Just about gets away with it. And it's cleared as far as McCall, who goes long again. McVarnock up, loses out. Levingston can't get there in the middle. Holden brings it over halfway for the visitors. A second goal and we're probably done for here. And I think what we're seeing this season, in a little bit of a mixed bag, is we're not going to be consistent if we do go up. We're going to struggle to go back to back. What is Ethan Carey doing? I mean, he's got away with it because the shot goes wide. Don't you come complaining about first team football to me when you're doing some of the worst Superman impressions you'll ever see. 10 minutes to go, it's still only 1-0, but Dergview have dominated this match as Donnelly gets the ball to Loughran at the back for them. They've just got to find that ball to Kennedy and they've gone for it there. McCann up, but Farquhar wins it. Levingston to McVarnock. Healy. Shearer's in. Can he equalise? Oh, so undeserved. But a really good finish from Jordan Shearer. Lovely little run off the ball. Really clever finish. And it's 1-1. We're back in the tie. And as we approach the end of the game, we're going to extra time. We have really competed at times this year, but the stats on this occasion looked worse than in any other game. I don't really know how we've managed to get a draw there. What we're going to do though, we've got McGann or Bobby Robinson. It doesn't really leave us with many options. I'm going to go for Chambers off, McGann on. Extra time comes in, half an hour to go. Can we drag them to pens? Well, here we are, 6 minutes into it. Brogan at right back for the visitors finds Lavery. They will be kicking themselves. They've been so dominant in this match. How have they not scored a second goal? Over the top to Kennedy. They might now. Same route as the first is a good save. And Holden's missed an open goal again. He's done that twice. Was he the one that missed the one when Carey did his Superman impression? I'm sure he was. That's 2 open goals they've missed. Kennedy will be kicking himself. His was saved brilliantly. And in the rebound, his teammate just had to tuck it in. As Lavery comes down the right. Space to run into again. Forced back to Brogan, who's on a yellow, but not harming him at the minute as McGann mops up, helping Reed at the back there with Kennedy. Lynch carries it away down the left-hand side. Back to Warnock. Much better spell of possession is for us. I say as we hoof long. Shearer chases though. Loughran will get there first. This is a very long key highlight. It's got to lead to something. And this is the worry because McCann picks it up and Kennedy's in the middle. He's going to drift in, isn't he? Lavery gets down the line, takes on the winger. Supporting the fullback, but it's still into the box. Farquhar away as far as the edge. Lavery crosses again. McCann's in. And it's 2-1 to Dergview. I mean, it's completely deserved. We can have no complaints. But when you get to extra time, it's a bit frustrating. Here we are at the other end with a Healy free kick up towards McGann. Shearer nods on. Not too far wide of the post, you know. And we almost got back on terms again. Dergview's expected goals is over 5 times higher than ours. But somehow, there's still only 1 goal clear and we have got a chance into the last 15. You can see McCall starting to struggle at right back. I mean, he's done a decent job for us in fairness. As Healy puts in the corner, Reed up, Lynch up, headed to the edge of the box. McVarnock's volley blocked. And now they can counter. Kerr finds Holden. It's a 2-on-2. Who's that to the right? Please don't be Kennedy. It's McCarran. Through to Holden again. This will be game over, will it? No. Shot's gone miles wide. Why didn't he just carry it in and slot it away? Wallace down the right for Dergview. They're finishing the stronger. They look the fitter. And at the moment we can't compete. Warnock clears long downfield. Newman back into Donnelly. McCarran through to McCann. Was he onside? Doesn't matter. Carey makes a good save. There's 5 minutes left. We're going to go positive as Burns picks the ball up to Brogan. Long down the right to McCarran. In he goes. 1-on-1. It's a great save, Carey again. For all his Superman impressions, he's still a very good shot stopper as Donnelly gets it on the left. Good interception, McCall. He's had an okay game there. And at the end, as he gives it away, it is going to finish 2-1. We are out of the cup. We put in an effort, but we were second best throughout. There's no doubt about that. Let's go and get ahead to the big one though. Next weekend is the league game. And we've got to stay top of this league. We're 2 points clear of Tobermore United. And if they win, they'll overtake us. Well then, we've had to pop back on Wednesday because we've got our youth intake preview. Let's go and see if there's any stars in there. But there's some bigger news down below as well for the immediate. We have got an agreement from McGill for a modest fee to come and join us again in January. So on the 1st of next month, we will have our mentoring group lead back who might be able to help some of these youth intake stars. But let's have a look at what we're expected to get this year. We've got one lad from our youth intake last season who got an under-18s call up for Northern Ireland. And they're just on the cusp of reaching the first team squad. So let's see if this year's is just as good. Fingers crossed. We want to rely on it. We've got decent facilities at this level. And for the future of this save, this is great. Potential to be a golden generation, 5-star on paper. Our head of youth development is 7 for judging ability, so he might not be far off on that front. It's the potential that might be the issue. He hasn't got great judgment there, but suggested that we're going to have good players coming through in all sorts of positions. I look forward to it in March or April, hopefully with a promotion, some players that might be part of our future. That's the excellent news of the week after a disappointing cup defeat. But let's go to Tobermore United. That's the big one after all. It's a big old week in the Northern Irish Intermediate League because we are facing off against another one of the top 3. There's only 3 teams that can win this title, and there's only 2 teams out of us that are going to get promoted. But Dolinstown will go away to a mid-table team, and 2 of the top 3 face off. So we could end up in 3rd place at the end of today. Let's go and see if we can avoid that. Let's go and pick our team. Mercifully, we've got a right back available today. Harvey is back from his little holiday. But let's just hope the rest of the team's on fire. The rest of it's fit after 120 minutes. And fingers crossed, we can go and get a result. Anything but a defeat is a positive here. So I think 3 changes have been made to this team. One of them was always going to happen. That's the goalkeeper. Neil Graham back in for Ethan Carey. Bobby Harvey was obviously going to return at right back. And then I've continued my striker rotation because I generally play the one who scored the last game. And then the other one comes off the bench and scores one. So we'll see if that continues. But Graham, Harvey and Shearer into the team. What impact can they make? Can we keep sturdy at the back? And can we hold off Tobermore United, fellow promotion contenders? It should be mentioned as well that McGivern is playing his first league game for us. Tobermore United have got some good players in their side. But let's go and get through to the first half of this game. I'm hoping we can keep up the good run. I always worry how the cup games will affect our morale. But overall, we've been faultless in the league. Yes, we had a disappointing draw last time. We didn't play well. But draws aren't a disaster at this stage. 10 minutes gone, it's been quiet stuff. And we'll take that. 0-0 would be a fabulous effort. As Farquhar's got a free kick at the back. 13 on the clock. Reed brings it out from defence. Finds McGivern. We are missing the personality of McGill back there, that's for sure. Gives us that drive, that determination, that leadership that we don't otherwise have. As McKee gets it from O'Hanlon on the right. Shearer's in the middle. The cross is blocked though. And now the host can come away with it. Long downfield towards Keane, but Farquhar wins the header. Levingston goes wide to Harvey. Fairly fresh after a week off. He should be looking good here. O'Hanlon puts McKee in again. And this time his shot is dragged just wide of the far post. It's a good effort. It's a good start from O'Hanlon. With 20 gone, it's 0-0. Although it's a free kick for Tobermore. Free header at the back post, off the line by Harvey. First time I've seen a defender on the line do something this year. As Shearer gives it to Withers. Big switch of play. But nothing comes from it. The highlight ends and we're back at the other end with a corner. McKeon to Levingston. Stick for the season. Dara Levingston has been a revelation in that midfield. And a revelation from set pieces. He's got the physicality. He's got the quality. And we've nicked another one on the road. Can we keep it going? As Dolinstown, the other promotion contenders, have missed a penalty to stay 0-0. Chambers wins a header for us as it falls for Withers. On the left-hand side. Definitely makes us more sturdy on the road, having 2 wide midfielders. Doesn't necessarily help our attacking threat though, as O'Hanlon gets it from McKee. Trying to take on his man. Harvey's run past him. Goes back to Chambers, who loses possession. Now the right back's got to fill in. Big switch of play to Andrews. Down into midfield, and they've got about 5 on 5 here. We're rushing men back. Andrews on the right, taking on McGivern. Early cross straight to Graham. We'll deal with that all day long. Very strange key highlight again, but it's rolled out to McGivern, and we can start the ball rolling. Into attack or not? What an awful pass. He's supposed to be the best defender at the club. That challenge from Chambers is good. Falls straight into the face of Martin. And he somehow stays out. He rounded the keeper. I'd resign myself. Farquhar, Reed throwing themselves at it and somehow blocked the shot. Big switch of play to O'Hanlon. Can we counter and score from it? Would be the ultimate blow for Tobermore. But the cross is cleared as far as Harvey. Flicked on by Whiteside. And it stays 1-0 after all that chaos. As we're back on halfway with Craig Farquhar. Gives the ball to Levingston and back into defence. We are playing some good stuff here. McGivern had a slightly weaker start, but now carrying the ball forward to Withers. Lovely ball to McKee. He's in 1-on-1. Mark McKee round the keeper and hits the post. It was too acute of an angle once he'd taken that touch. And as a result, we don't get our second, but we do look very good. as Bobby Harvey, lots of short options from the throw, tries to do a clever one, is headed away as far as Levingston. Short to Chambers, has support from McGivern, goes himself though, finds Withers, edge of the box, shots blocked, behind for a corner. Much better performance than the Dergview game, again a slightly weaker opponent. But this would be a huge result as McKee with the corner kick. Levingston's hovering again, is up towards him, he wins it again. This time just over via the crossbar. 1-0 with 5 minutes to half time. There's only been one shot on target. We've definitely been the better side. And we finished the half with exactly the same. Another set piece, another McKee corner. Drifted to the far post to Levingston. And this time just wide. He's winning every single one. But he can't take more than one. Half time, 1-0, we're top of the league. Let's see how Dolinstown are getting on and go and get into the second half. Well, Dolinstown, they were 0-0. They've just taken the lead at the start of the second period as we've got the foot on the ball at right back with Harvey. Play short to Farquhar and Levingston. Looks for that big ball up towards Shearer, who's again had a quiet game. Whoever starts up front doesn't generally deliver. As in midfield, Tobermore have it. Forrest to Martin. We've seen a lot this season that we've been poorer in the second half and been pegged back. And the same's happening here. Whiteside in, straight round the defender. Harvey makes a mistake. It's 1-1. I don't know what it is. The first part of that second half, we've talked about it in both saves all year so far. It's a big problem. A really big problem for us. Though we are back at the other end with our favourite threat. A corner kick as we approach the hour mark. McKeon towards Levingston. He's won another. Hits the post. And somehow doesn't drop in. It's behind for a goal kick. We're going to encourage the lads. I think we're going to bring on McKiernan up front because whoever starts is poor. Hopefully he'll be the super sub again. We'll think about a few more changes in a minute. We've had more of the shots, both teams creating chances, but no one really taking them. No one really hitting the target regularly, as Harvey's missed another one. Week's holiday is supposed to be refreshed, not absolutely awful. 20 minutes remaining, it's blazed over the bar. Let's make some changes. We're going to go McGivern off, building his fitness again. Ethan Warnock, the skipper, on. Levingston and Reed are knackered, but I don't really want to take them off. In fact, I don't want to take any of the other players off, so let's just confirm that for now and make 3 more later on. Well, Dolinstown 2-1 up. They're going top as it stands, and I think we're going to have to go for fresh legs. So Josh Lynch, or in fact McVarnock number 10. Josh Lynch will go into midfield, or McCall. McCall in there for Levingston, and then at the back, maybe Reed, maybe Farquhar, off for McGann. We'll take Farquhar off. He's having the worst game, and they're both just as tired as each other. 10 minutes to go. 1-1 is the score, but we've had to change some of our key players. Will it have an impact? Forrest goes wide to Crooks on the right-hand side. Support down the line and over the top. Reed's been done in behind. Boylan's through. Great save by Graham. Brilliant goalkeeping. Keeps us in the game. Keeps us a crucial point. Let's just try and demand a bit more. We might even go cautious for the last few minutes. I just want to make sure we don't lose this game. Let's get the league table up if we can. I think we're going to hold on, and we do. That is a good result. Away to the two sides up at the top with us. Identical expected goals. We draw 1-1. We can't complain, but Dolinstown will take top spot. And there's the confirmation. 2 points clear at the top after a goal-scoring display from McCabe. It's the one thing we're still missing. But let's not get too upset about that. It's still a decent effort. Let's go and have a look at the schedule and when we're next going to be back. And I think we might have to show the Dolinstown game. 20th of January. It's got a cup tie around it. There's not many league fixtures, but we could potentially show Dolinstown and transfer deadline day. Whether there's going to be much action or not, I don't know. But it's too big a game not to show. They are the two teams that we have got to compete with. The signing of McGivern, once he gets up to speed, should be pretty crucial. The youth intake looks good. McGill coming back will be big. So what do you think of our promotion chances? Will we be one of the two? Or will Tobermore and Dolinstown pip us to the post? I'll be interested to see how many of you are right down in the comments. We'll keep track of it later in the year. If you did enjoy it, please do add a thumbs up and subscribe for daily FM23 content. If you missed yesterday's head coach, where on earth were you? It's up in the eye above and above my head now. It was an absolute cracker. It will keep you entertained in the meantime. And we'll be back here at 11:30 tomorrow. See you there.